Welcome. My name is Joseph.deriggi from Anderson's Rockford Ford in Rockford, Illinois. Thank you for joining me for a few minutes to look at the most exciting truck ever built on the planet Earth. And yes, of course, it is the redesigned 2015 Ford F-150. F-150 has been a great part of our American culture for almost 60 years now in production. Ford Motor Company, the top-selling automaker, offers you the top-selling truck in America as well as the entire world for the past 38 consecutive and uncontested years. And there's many reasons for that. Quality, reliability, durability, power, strength, flexibility with great refinement and craftsmanship. Plus Ford's passion for craftsmanship. Plus F-150 has far more class exclusive features than any other truck in its class. I know F-150 will fit all of your needs, and it starts with the strongest frame in class. F-150 already had the strongest frame using 23% high-strength lightweight steel. Ford has cranked it up to a massive amount of 78% high-strength lightweight steel. Plus Ford uses more boxed cross members in its frame that go completely through the boxed side rails and then welded on both sides. There's 5 of those and 8 cross members altogether. If you come over here and take a look at that, you'll see the great strength. Boxed side rail with a boxed cross member, and it's huge, going completely through, then welded on the outside as well as the inside. Now you see the competition uses a variety of open seat channel for the side rails, which is weaker, flat cross members, and round cross members, which are all weaker. Cross members that are welded only to the inside of the frame rail. And one even uses rivets. This is all weak. Ford has the strongest, most rigid frame. Now you take the strongest frame in class and put on the lightest weight body. The all-new truck exclusive, lightweight, high-strength, military-grade aluminum alloy body. I know that was a mouthful, but this is world news. No rusting, period. Stronger and thicker panels than the previous strong steel F-150. Stronger and thicker backing points than the previous F-150. And it's more ding and dent resistant than the previous F-150. Plus, it lost up to 700 pounds in weight. You know, General Motors is advertising all over the place its strong steel Silverado body. You know, they never advertised that before. F-150 had a strong steel body and got rid of it for a stronger body that's lighter in weight. Who wouldn't want a strong body that's light in weight? Here's what lighter weight means. Better fuel economy. Quicker accelerations to merge more safely with traffic. If you're towing any weight, easier to get around if needed. And then, quicker braking for safety. And then there's a lot less weight up here, so that means less body lean and roll. Who wouldn't want all of this safety? Plus, greatly increased hauling of weight, payload, and towing. That alone is a knockout blow to the competition. This absolutely crushes Ram's limit of 1,900 pounds payload. This crushes Silverado's 2,200 pounds of payload. And I know Titan and Tundra have these big sounding names, but they're of no consequence. The Ford's massive 3,300 pounds of payload. And no one can contest Ford's massive 12,200 pounds of towing. Think of a world-class prize fighter who trims down unnecessary and unwanted weight and powers up strength and force. Still the uncontested champ of the world in its class, F-150. When it comes to engines, Ford has a whole lot of action going on under the hoods of an F-150. Ford has more class-leading durable engines in the competition to get the job done the best, giving you 4 engines altogether, giving you more choices, including a new 2.7-liter V6 twin-turbo EcoBoost engine that's gasoline operated. This is a very powerful, durable engine that uses a strong metal on its engine block. It's called compact graphite iron. This previously was a strong metal that was only used on big block diesel engines for great strength. Now used class exclusively on a smaller gasoline engine by Ford Motor Company. Ford realized that a certain percentage of its owners are not towing a lot of weight. They want to haul passengers, family, some cargo. So they made it a class-leading, fuel-efficient engine for gasoline, getting up to 26 miles per gallon on the highway. Now Ram is advertising all over the place. Fuel-efficient engine in its class with 20 miles per gallon. That is really misleading and a canard because you're not saving money. For instance, diesel fuel has always been more expensive, 20 cents and 30 cents and up more per gallon. Plus there's an upcharge for the Ram 3-liter diesel engine. That upcharge is $4,200, whereas Ford's 2.7 liter is only a $795 upcharge. So you're not saving money with Ram's engine. You're spending about $5,000 over an average 5-year ownership at an average 15,000 miles a year. What would you do if I gave you $5,000 right now? Well, that's what you're saving by not buying Ram's 3-liter diesel engine and buying Ford's 2.7 liter. Now when it comes to sheer power, Ford's 3.5 liter EcoBoost engine is the most powerful engine in class when you figure the power of the engine versus the weight of the truck, and all the numbers prove it. Payload, towing, and even acceleration. By the way, Ford Motor Company didn't do this, but Motor Trend did. They raced all the trucks. They raced the big block Ram, the 5.7 Hemi, against the bigger block 6.2 liter General Motors engine in the Silverado, against Ford's V6 EcoBoost 3.5 liter. F-150 won in the mind-boggling, blistering 0 to 60 in 5.7 seconds. Just so you have an understanding how fast that really is, your Chevy Corvettes in the year 1990 and back were averaging 0 to 60 in 5.7 seconds. So now you have a much larger truck keeping up with that little race car. That alone is an embarrassment to General Motors. Now, Ford, by the way, even though they knew they had the lightest truck in class, they never, ever took that lightly. Ford tested their truck over many years, over 10 million miles of testing. Unheard testing in severe climates up to 120 degrees of constant heat. Down to temperatures 20 and 40 degrees below zero. Constant testing at those temperatures. Plus constant salt bath testing of its panels. Constant acid bath testing of its panels. Even the brutal 1,000-mile Baja off-road course for durability in a stock F-150. F-150 finished with no issues. That's tough, that's durable, that's F-150. For more information on all of this extensive testing, please go to 2015 Ford F-150 WeTest.com. Now when it comes to trim levels, Ford kept it simple and easy. There's 5 primary trim levels, an XL and an XLT. That gives you plenty of comfort, convenience, and safety. Progressing up to a Lariat, King Ranch, and Platinum. They give you more, and most luxury and technologies. All starting at a very low price of about $24,000-ish. Progressing up to about $60,000, and that does include Ford Motor Company incentives as well as dealership incentives. And by the way, the one we're looking at now happens to be the Platinum model. And speaking of looks, bold, tough, confident, refined, athletic, intelligent. Of course, I'm talking about F-150. From the very first moment, you see F-150's big, bold bar grills, topped off by its powerful-looking domed hood, offset by its refined and class-exclusive quad headlights, upper and lower lights, with optional LED lighting for refined looks, amazing looks, and clear and crisp nighttime visibility. And yes, you can't help but see Ford's big, bold emblem of exceptionalism. Ford laid back and lowered the windshield for much better aerodynamics, which is better fuel economy, much quieter around the cabin, plus looks more aggressive. The entire truck has crisper lines and edges to better detach and throw off the air off the body of F-150, which would otherwise be drag, and who wants a drag hanging around all the time. For much better aerodynamics, fuel economy, quieter, quicker, plus extraordinary looks to F-150. F-150 uses many of Ford's signature and innovative technologies, including class-exclusive grille shutter systems. These shutters open and close, allowing less air not to come into the engine compartment for much better aerodynamics, which again is better fuel economy, quieter, quicker. The shutters only open and close when needed to let the air in to cool down the engine. Now Ram, on only one of its engines, the 3.6 liter, has a smaller shutter system. Ford has a larger shutter system on all 4 of its engines. Speaking of Ram, Silverado, and the rest of the competition for that matter, they can only envy F-150's wheel end disconnect. You see, when their owners take their vehicle out of 4-wheel drive to disengage the front wheels and tires, they're still spinning the half shafts and the spider gears on both sides. That's heat, wear, tear, friction, and more service down the road. Plus, draws a little fuel economy and power from the vehicle. When F-150 owners take their vehicle out of four-wheel drive, there's an extra part just inside the wheel on the half shaft. There's a part called wheel end disconnect, disengaging all of that. Now that's attention to detail. Now when it comes to attention to safety, this is going to sound like a cheerleader. F-150's got it all. Starting with class exclusive hydroform tubing. If you could get close and look at this, this is box tubing. This was made in a mold. Here's what hydroforming means. There's no bending or twisting because it's made in the mold. See, normally when you take metal and start bending it to mold it, you're stretching the metal, that's stretching it, twisting it, making it weaker. So F-150 has this class exclusive hydroform molding. This starts down here, weaves up, snakes through the engine compartment, frames the entire cabin. There's box members lower and going across. This provides a lot of strength, rigidity, and safety. Helps manage crash forces, plus provides a lot of strong attachment points for all of these parts. Now Ram does use some tubing that's strong that starts here and ends here. Ram and the rest of the competition use a lot of sheet metal, of course, with bends. Think of a home that has strong framing throughout. That's F-150. Now think of a home with some strong framing and some thinner framing throughout. That's the competition. Now, F-150 recently just completed a crash test by the National Highway Traffic and Safety Administration. Keep in mind, it is basically their job to absolutely destroy vehicles. F-150 could not be destroyed. F-150 not only got their top score, it got their most perfect score. 5-star perfect for the front, 5-star perfect for all of the sides, and 5-star perfect for all of its subcategories. So F-150 is not just the best truck in the world in class. It's the most perfect truck in the world in class. Let me put this down. F-150 has class-exclusive, class-leading, best side mirror viewing with class-exclusive drop-down pelt line area. As you can see, this belt line area has been lowered greatly for greater and safer visibility. Industry-exclusive door keypad. You can easily enter or exit F-150 without a key for convenience. And for memory's sake, you can even program your own personal code in. If you look down this way, class-exclusive power deployable running boards. These boards come in and out. So this way, during the wintertime, while they're in, they're not accumulating snow and ice. So when you step out of your F-150 during the winter, you won't be stepping onto a slippery snowboard, but otherwise onto a dry, safe running board. Don't you love Ford? They think of everything. They even thought of no more stinky gasoline hands for you. While you're fueling up your F-150 with class-exclusive, easy fuel, capless gas tank. That's right, there's no cap. You just put the fuel nozzle in and it's that easy. You see what Ford did? They sealed this so you're not leaching fumes out into the environment. What's good for you is good for the world. Then when you're done, you just swing that door shut. Speaking of swingers, Ford's got them too. Two very classy, two very exclusive swing-around doors on the Super Cab. As you can see, these doors come around completely 170 degrees. That's class exclusive. This way, if you're in a tight parking area, it's easy to maneuver around, easier for passengers to load, and even loading cargo. Now I call that thinking out of the box. Now when it comes to thinking into the box, Ford has class exclusive side box step. This is a very strong, durable step that is frame mounted. Just tab downward, a large step comes out that will hold my entire foot, making it easy to get up and reach in deep in to grab any items that you may need to get into your box. By the way, when it comes to rear suspension, this is really important for trucks. Ford has the strongest, most stable, safest rear suspension, starting with class-exclusive and leading leaf springs. Ford has the widest leaf springs. They're 3 inches wide. Ford has the thickest leaf springs with the biggest bolts and attachment points. You see, the competition uses narrower leaf springs. They're only 2.5 inches wide. They're thinner, smaller bolts and attachment points. If you come in here, you can just kind of get a glimpse of that. You can see there's 3 leaf springs on each side and on that side as well. Ram doesn't use 3 leaf springs. They only use 1 spring on each side. And it's a thinner coil, and I emphasize thinner. You know, that's okay for a Chrysler 200 car, but not for a truck. And speaking of Ram, Silverado, and Nissan Titan, they can only envy F-150's positioning of its shock absorbers. This pen represents the rear axle of a truck. My fingers, the shock absorbers. Ford's frame is so stiff and rigid there's a little flex. That means there's less oscillation to the rear axle. Ford can place the shock absorbers all the way outward where they need for the most stability for the wheels and tires. There's not enough axle travel to bottom out the shocks. You see, the competition's frames have more twisting and bending. That means there's more oscillation to the rear axle. They can't keep the shocks all the way out. There's too much axle travel. The shocks will keep bottoming them out. They're forced to put them further inside. As you can see, there's less oscillation. But that's not where the shocks go. They go all the way outward for the most stability. Ford has the strongest, most stable, and safest rear suspension. You come back this way, like the most expensive watch you've ever owned. Class exclusive remote tailgate open with damping and remote lock and unlock. You know, I keep saying class exclusive, and I know that sounds so repetitive, like the Guinness Book of World Records. But that's what the Super Stallion is. It's a world-class record setter. Let's continue with more wins. Now, the competition, they have to somehow climb up into their box. I don't know how they do it. You certainly can't hold cargo in both hands and walk it up unless you have a giraffe on staff. Chevy notched out a 5-inch bumper in the corner of the, notched out a 5-inch notch in the corner of the bumper. I'm not sure the purpose of that. You have snow and ice in the wintertime, rain some of the rest of the time. I'm a small guy and I got a 12-inch foot. So, and then there's no grab handle, and you certainly can't hold cargo and walk it up. Here's what they should have did. There's a step that comes out, a heavy-duty step that will hold 500 pounds with a grab handle for assist. So for instance, I can load, walk up, holding cargo with both hands into my F-150. That's how easy that is. And I'm 62 years old. Ford also has class-exclusive and standalone accessories for their cargo box, including class-exclusive loading ramps. 2 ramps that attach securely to the end of the tailgate. You can roll up 800 pounds worth of motorcycles, ATVs, and lawnmowers. Then when you're done, they store conveniently inside the cargo box, and they lock in place. That's smart. Now when it comes to smart, F-150 has more smart driver's assist technologies than any other truck in class, including a 360-degree camera. F-150 uses cameras on all 4 sides of F-150. So it will show the driver various split views, single views, and an overhead view on a massive 8-inch colored screen inside the vehicle, letting the driver have more confidence while maneuvering F-150. F-150 also has class-exclusive lane-keeping system. If F-150 veers over the road lines, using a forward camera, it will alert the driver by a loud audible sound, vibrate the steering wheel, then torque steer F-150 back into its own lane for everybody's safety. And there's nothing more blissful to know if a vehicle is caught in your blind spot. Don't worry on this, Ford's got your back with Bliss, B-L-I-S. That's Ford's code name for blind spot information system. If there's a vehicle back there, these indicators in the mirrors will illuminate, letting the driver know that there's somebody back there, again, for everybody's safety. And F-150 is so confident it will even parallel park itself with class-exclusive park assist. Now, the moment you approach the interior of F-150, it'll know it's you by a proximity key. It's called an optional intelligent access key. It stays safely and conveniently in a purse, pocket, or briefcase. Just grab the handle, F-150 unlocks. It has push-button start, stop inside the vehicle, remote start. The remote will even set the adjustable mirrors, adjustable seat, and adjustable gas and brake pedal to your presettings. If you come around this way, you'll notice F-150 has a lot of soft materials, tucked in textures to give it a lot of interest, stitching throughout to give it an upscale look. And F-150 loves to continue pampering its owners with optional heated steering wheel for those cold days and nights, optional heated and cooled seats with class-exclusive active motion seats. These are seat massagers that'll keep you comfortable and alert on those long trips. Please have a seat inside. I'm just going to start this up a moment. Make yourself comfortable. You can't help but notice Ford's passion for Precision and Craftsmanship. I'm going to shut this door a moment. In front of you, you'll see class exclusive and a massive 8-inch productivity screen. This keeps track of hundreds of bits of information about F-150. And just off to the right in the center stack, you'll see another class exclusive 8-inch screen in color. It's called My Ford Touch. This has Space Odyssey solutions and technologies. It'll connect you to all types of Bluetooth devices, connect you to the internet. It has navigation, climate, entertainment. It will even connect you to a person, an operator, should you have further need of information. And has 10,000 plus voice commands. And has more free services than any other truck in its class. If you come around to the back area, F-150 has the largest back seat area in class, giving you all the space you need. Look how huge that is. And F-150 has a class-exclusive, fully flat loading floor. You can slide even the biggest items in and out. So for instance, if somebody should gift you a gift, a big screen TV, like somebody gifted to me. By the way, you know those TV shows at home and those commercials that warn you not to try this at home? Please don't try this at home, guys, unless you own a Ford F-150. Look how easy this is to slide in. I can fit another couple TVs in there. In addition, Ford has class-exclusive inflatable rear seat belts. These seat belts have airbags in them. They're thinner airbags that open 6 times the width of the seat belt, giving you added protection. You know, I think it's important in life to look up, and I know when I look up, it brings a smile to my face. And if you look up at F-150, you'll see class-leading and exclusive dual-panel Vista roof, an opening in the front and back. So this way, during the daytime, you'll get all the sunshine you like, and at night, you'll get all the moonshine you like, and I know you'll love that. By the way, this is just the beginning. There is much, much more. Please go to driveanderson.com, Ford.com, and thetruthabouttrucks.com for more information. Well, again, thank you very much for taking the time to look at the most exciting truck on the planet Earth, the 2015 Ford F-150. And again, my name is Joseph.deriggi from Anderson's Rock River Ford. Thank you and God bless you.